Hello and welcome to the Energy Within podcast with Shalyn, Catherine, where we talk about womanhood, motherhood, spirituality, and more.
On today's episode, we are going to be talking about the follicular phase. This is the second phase in the menstrual cycle. It's one of the least talked about ones, and we want to share with you the science behind it and how to harness its energy to have a really good follicular phase.
Follicular phase, yeah. It's a shorter phase, that's for sure.
Or 4 days.
It's about 4 days. Ish, right?
Everything with the menstrual cycle is ish.
Is ish, and everybody's different, right? So typically for me anyway, once I start bleeding, like the first 3 days, my energy is really low, and then I can already feel it picking it back up, even though I'm still kind of bleeding. Just like that first few days of my menstrual cycle are rough, and then it starts picking up. So now in this phase, you're done bleeding. You start feeling rejuvenated, more like yourself. I feel like this is the time where I'm actually like calm and concise and can think properly again. A human being. In terms of like spiritual connection, this phase of like your follicular phase is more like spring. So it's like setting intentions and getting ready for the growth and potential that can take place in the next few weeks of your cycle.
Preparing the soil is how I see it.
Yeah, right? Like you're getting ready to grow something great. In more sciencey terms, your estrogen and testosterone start to rise in this phase. So that's where we get our vitality and our libido and our energy, and all of that comes from that. The follicle. It's a weird word, but yeah. Stimulating hormone, which triggers the follicle of the ovary to mature in preparation for an egg for ovulation, because that's the next one that comes. So again, that has to do with like getting things prepared and ready for that seed egg to mature and potentially become a baby, if that's what you want. Mental clarity comes back up, so this is a good time for planning and strategizing, problem solving. That sort of thing is all better handled at this phase. This is a good time to start planning your next couple of weeks, getting together with your friends, planning new projects that you're working on, that sort of thing. So what I was going to say, so like in your menstrual cycle is kind of when you have the spur for inspiration and creativity of what you want to achieve inside. And then the follicular phase is kind of the moving process of getting that. Yeah. Taking the steps needed to actually get on that.
Yeah, because winter is menstrual. Yes? Yes. So the winter is the hibernation and the be with you and with yourself and your reflection.
Yep.
And then when we're in the follicular phase, then we're like not executing the actions, but we're
slowly taking the steps.
Yeah. To prepare
to get it ready.
Yeah.
Also, fun fact, estrogen can lead to more of an intuitive nature. So I thought that was kind of cool.
So cool.
How your estrogen levels, they go up, and then maybe your intuition will also kind of go up as well.
Yeah, that's really cool.
I thought that was kind of cool.
And we learned that today, so that was really cool.
We did just learn that.
Oh, I have to like pay attention next time I do my follicular phase and see.
So I'm like tail end of my follicular phase, and I feel like I am more intuitive. Yeah, a lot more present this time around, I guess.
Interesting. Yeah, because when we're loodling, everything is just terrible and bad, and it's hard.
Yes, I said it's the Tower card.
Yeah. That was a really good way to say it.
Yeah. It's just like everything is just crashing and burning right now.
On like a scale of 1 to 10, if like there's an issue and it's like a 2, when we're loodling, it's like a 12.
Exactly.
And there's really nothing we can do about it. It's just the way that the brain chemistry and the body chemistry is working at that time.
Exactly.
But yeah, for this 4-ish days of the follicular phase, that's when like
we have clarity.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
we're good.
Yeah. The other thing that we had said was that it's like the air element.
Yeah.
The air has to do with logic and clarity and thinking and conversations and that sort of thing. So the flowiness that air brings.
Yeah. So this would be a wands card then.
Nope.
No?
Nope. This would be swords.
Swords. Oh. I was picturing one of the cards in my head from your deck where it's like a wand in a cloud. That's what I was picturing.
A wand and a clown. The ace of
Like
wands.
it's a hand?
Yeah, ace of
Yeah.
wands.
Okay, so what would be a good sword card, you think?
For this?
Yeah.
Sword cards are always so tricky for me.
Yeah, sword cards are hard.
Yeah, they're one of those like you learn the lesson the hard way kind of cards.
You have to bleed to get there.
But like the ace of swords would be a good one for this. So like you have new thoughts and new ideas.
Okay.
And you kind of like take action.
Okay,
for
ace of
them.
swords. I align with that.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me. Yeah, cute. I like that. One of the things that I think when it comes to the follicular phase is New Year's energy. So there's this idea that on January 1st we're supposed to start all of our new habits. And that's actually really not good for us. You're supposed to, according to like more spiritual ideals than the Roman calendar, is like start in spring, like actual spring, like, you know, March, April. That's when we should be really starting our things.
That's what feels like the new year to me too.
Yeah.
New Year's Day never felt right. It felt like right in the middle of winter, especially where we live. It's just like, how can I feel new when yesterday feels exactly the same as today?
Exactly, yeah.
Right?
So this year, and I think for like the rest of my life, I'm going to use January and February as a follicular phase.
Yeah.
And like make my routines and my schedules and start planning for March and April when things are going to get really, really good. So yeah, to me, follicular phase is like January 1st.
Yeah. Things to do and how to be at this time if you want to like really tap into your inner womanly power of your menstrual cycle. Yoga is always a good one. So for the menstrual phase, we did more slow yin yoga. Now you can start kind of kicking it up a bit, doing more intenser flows, ones that really focus on like your breathing and like different positions have to do with certain breathing. You can go for long runs if that's your jam. It's not my jam. It's not my jam. Although I have been enjoying 15-minute fast walks on the treadmill at the gym.
Okay.
I'm really enjoying that.
That's interesting.
Fast walks though is as fast as I go. Weightlifting is also a good one to do. So now you can start again, like kind of same how like your estrogen kind of goes up. You can start going up with your activities as well. So weightlifting, go at your own pace, like follow what, don't just go like right into it. Follow like how you're feeling that day, because our energy is shifting all of the time, right? So yesterday you might be lifting lesser weights, but then tomorrow you could be lifting heavier weights, right? Cardio is a good one to do. High intensity interval training. Yeah, that's what that stands for. It's
classes.
Dancing, that sort of thing. I love dancing. Dancing is like my new favorite thing, and I don't care what the fuck I look like. I dance in the kitchen.
Good. Yeah,
I love it so much. This is also a good time to set intentions and start brainstorming. Like we said before, if you have the idea, start making a plan for it now. Kind of visualize how you want the rest of your cycle, a few weeks, to look like. Meditation and breath work, always good. It's good for your brain, it's good for your body, it's good for all of the things. Focusing on that energy. Ooh, I just had a good idea. Like a meditative, energetic work where you can like harness that energy and feel it building within inside of you. That sounds fun.
Yeah,
that sounds cool.
This is a great time to like work on that intuition and really like think about I don't know, but just like while you're doing your breath work and your meditation practices and you're being still, like try to see if you can tap into that intuitive nature and see what you can hear, feel.
Yeah, this phase to me is super like intention. Like if you are really intentional about this phase, I feel the rest of your phases will be so much lighter and easier on you.
Yeah.
And I think maybe that's where a lot of people get hung up, because this one doesn't get talked about a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Everyone's always talking about ovulation, luteal, or menstrual.
Yeah.
But this one I feel is so important, and we just brush over it.
Yeah, and it's so quick, so you really need to be intentional with it.
You have to be intentional with it. Exactly.
This is a very good episode for us.
This is a good episode. Look at us.
I'm very excited for my next follicular phase.
Yeah, right? Buy yourself flowers.
Yeah, such a good one for that spring, to bring in the symbolism and remind yourself.
Yeah.
Especially like grocery store flowers really only last a few days.
Yeah.
So if you get yourself the flowers the day before, the day of, and just have that with you, and then every time you see them, go, oh, take a moment to be intentional. Yeah. Take a moment to do your breathing.
Just that like physical reminder.
Yeah.
Hang out with your friends. So again, your energy's coming back up. You're feeling more open and welcome. You're in that air kind of phase too, so you can have that more like conversations with your friends. You're more present and logical for those conversations too. And then one little affirmation that we found that was really nice: I embrace growth and potential.
So good. I love the word
So
potential.
good.
It has so much potential.
It has so much potential. So many possibilities.
Yeah.
With just one word.
Yeah, this phase is really about the potential and setting yourself up for a good month. Like we think of January 1st, February 1st, whatever, like that's the beginning of the month, but really this is your beginning of your month wherever your cycle falls.
Yeah, exactly.
So we talked about this in like the last episode for the menstrual cycle, and how like your cycle will align with the phases of the moon. So I personally I bleed with the new moon and I ovulate with the full moon, but there are people who will do opposite, or they can bleed and ovulate with the waxing and the waning moon. So you can look at your calendar and figure out what you are. But this follicular phase aligns with the waxing moon. The waxing moon. Figure out where you are on the calendar and like when you bleed, and does it align with which of the 4 phases, if any of them. And treat that as the beginning of your month. Intentionally, spiritually, as much as you can. Obviously, we have to follow calendars because the world.
Because the world.
Yeah, it's just nice to like remember in your head that you have like a new beginning every month. We don't have to wait for January to restart. We don't have to wait for our birthdays to restart. I know a lot of people use birthdays as their new year. I like doing that just because I'm a spring baby, so it aligns.
Yep.
But yeah, you get a fresh start every month. Foods to eat. Thank you. Foods to eat during this phase: chicken, eggs, zucchini, carrots, sweet potato, avocados, leafy greens, fermented foods, pickles, sauerkraut, kimchi,
sourdough.
Cool. Kombucha. I don't know if you wrote that down or not.
It's fermented though.
Yeah. I am a bitch who loves kombucha, so that's a great excuse. I'm gonna buy flowers and a bottle of kombucha.
Oh my gosh!
I am so happy right now.
I'm happy for you.
I'm so happy now. This is my excuse. I needed an excuse. And then flax seeds and pumpkin seeds are your seeds for seed cycling. And we got into that in the last episode.
Yes.
About the menstrual cycle. So this is a fun story, kind of.
Oh, okay.
So there is no studies, no like really hardcore scientific studies done where they're proving that seed cycling, where seed cycling actually works. But that's because not a lot of studies are done about the feminine body in just freaking general. So people have been doing their own studies by experimenting with them. And as we said in our menstrual episode, there is a lot of proof that seed cycling really, really does work.
Yeah.
So if you're going online and you're like, why isn't this like medically proven? It's because they don't care enough to really do this research. Just because you're not finding like evidence of it doesn't mean that it doesn't work. So definitely like experiment with it and try it for yourself.
I'm sure there will be lots of personal anecdotes on seed cycling on the internet. Yeah.
There's not a menstruating person I've talked to who's done it who isn't like, this has improved my life.
Yeah.
So do your seeds. Have your seeds every day. We love seeds.
Set reminders. Every day at noon. My reminder goes off.
Yeah.
Seeds.
I try to have mine with breakfast. I either put in like my oatmeal or my yogurt, but you can just put it in a little cup and just shoot it and just be done with it too.
I grab a handful and pop it.
A short episode for you.
A very short.
Yeah.
Do we have any stories?
I don't know, because
no stories.
We've never been intentional with our follicular phase.
I will now, though.
Yeah, so maybe we'll come back with a sequel episode. But yeah, I really do stand by the like buy yourself flowers, and I'm gonna buy kombucha. I'm so excited about it.
I'm happy you discovered something.
I'm gonna take a picture of it, put it on our social media. Because I think that's a really cool idea to just like be intentional about this time.
Yeah.
Spiritually and physically and emotionally and mentally. And
all the things.
Yeah.
All of the things. Covers all the things.
Yeah, we don't have a lot to say because we're still learning about this phase specifically. There's just not a lot of information about it in comparison to the other phases.
Yeah, the other ones are definitely more intense. But I do feel if you are intentional and really, really intentional, good with this phase, it will make the rest of your phases so much easier.
I think so.
That feels right.
Yeah.
So test
with us.
Test with us and see if make a note on your calendar or wherever you need to do so you don't forget, if you're like me, to be intentional about that.
I'm loodling right now. I'm like on day 2 of loodling. So
you're coming down.
It's going to be a minute till I get back around. But
I'm coming up.
Yeah, she's got ovulation energy. We're not on the same wavelength this month. We'll get back to it. It's okay. Nah. It is what it is. In the meantime, thank you for joining our conversation about the follicular phase. We would love to hear your thoughts. Do you know more about the follicular phase than we do? Is this your first time hearing the word follicular phase?
What are you going to be intentional about with your next follicular phase?
Great question.
That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
What do you have planned?
I don't even know. I have to look at my calendar and see when my follicular phase is and what it aligns with, because it'll be somewhere mid-February.
Gotcha.
So
I'm just coming out of mine, but I do feel I was very intentional this time around, just with things and stuff. So I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Hopefully a good
rest of the ride.
We'll find out.
Till the next wave.
We'll find out. We'll see how your loodling is.
Yeah.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that.
Yeah.
You can find us at The Energy Within Podcast, and that's on all platforms. Our next episode is going to be a little lovey-dovey one.
I'm very excited about this
one. A lovey-dovey one.
I'm so excited about
we started talking about masculine and feminine energies last few episodes now. Next episode, we're going to be doing romantic feminine energy. So this is going to be about how to tap into your feminine energy in terms of your relationships with your partners. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's going to be leading up into Valentine's Day and
lovey stuff.
Yeah. And
self-love too. I think we'll cover
of course.
Yeah, self-love. We can't go more than 2 episodes without mentioning.
Always got to go self-love.
Yeah. So we're very excited about it.
Yeah, that one's going to be a good one. I'm excited for that one.
So stay tuned.
Thanks again so much for watching, and we hope that you see your power today.